Hi there, welcome back to Q13 News this morning. So earlier this year, we interviewed a local woman who survived the Holocaust, and she was a childhood friend of Anne Frank and her sister. Now, we had this conversation back in May. Her name, Laureen Nussbaum, and she was talking about this new exhibit on display at the local Holocaust Center about the Frank's life, etc. At the time, Laureen told me that she was writing a book, and I said, well, then you have to come back when your book is published. And we are so thrilled to tell you that her new memoir is officially out. It is called Shedding Our Stars, the story of Hans Kellmeyer and how he saved thousands of families like mine. Laureen, thank you very much for being here, and good morning. So let's see the book.
Yes, the book.
It's beautiful. Congratulations.
Well, thank you.
So tell us your family's story, because it's such a moving and incredible story, and it's so glad that you're here to be able to tell it for us.
Well, my family story, I was born in Frankfurt, the same city where Anne Frank was born. And the Franks left Frankfurt in 1933, and we left Frankfurt in 1936. We lived in the Netherlands, in the same neighborhood, and felt very happy, very free, till the German occupation occurred in May of 1940. And then things changed drastically. And also in the beginning, the German authorities said they would not proceed against the Jews. They did very soon. So I'm skipping a few things.
It's okay, yes, absolutely.
So by 1942, there were already very many restrictive laws, and all of us had to wear the yellow star on our left side of the outer garment whenever we went outside. And very shortly thereafter, they started the deportations, and it was then that the Franks went into hiding on July 6th of 1942. And my family bethought themselves that my maternal grandmother, my mother's mother, was not Jewish, and couldn't we see whether we could maybe sort of whittle out of it.
Right, escape through
escape.
Yeah.
And so we found a lawyer who was putting our case together, and he submitted a request to the hero of this book, Hans Kellmeyer.
Yes, who is Hans Kellmeyer?
Hans Kellmeyer was a German lawyer who was not a Nazi. He never joined the party. He was a soldier, was sent to the Netherlands, and went up to The Hague, to the headquarters of the occupation, where he had a friend who was a lawyer there, and asked this man, would you have a job for me, because I really would like to get out of the military. And the man said, Dr. Stuhler said, yes, I would. And he appointed Hans Kellmeyer to be the one person in charge of adjudicating any doubtful cases.
And it sounds like he decided in a very heroic way how thousands of cases.
Over 3,000 of cases he decided in favor of the petitioners, including the case of my mother and my family.
So he is the reason that you're here sitting with us this morning,
yes.
And so many other families.
Yes.
It must have, while it seemed bureaucratic, it must have been incredibly brave what he was doing under such a brutal regime.
Yes, because he had to do the usual Heil Hitler,
right.
You know. Although he did not have a portrait of Hitler on his wall.
Oh my gosh.
He was independent enough
yes.
to not do that. And as I said, he never joined the Nazi party, but he had to play along in order to ward off suspicion. Even so, he was suspected of helping too many Jews, and the SD was constantly after him, and he was just going to be thoroughly investigated when the war had turned. And
wow.
The summer of 1944, he was very much endangered, but then the tide turned, and so.
Wow, I mean, I'm so excited to read your book.
Yeah.
You're also going to be reading from it tomorrow. Would you tell us about the event that you're giving?
Tomorrow, there will be my first book launch at the Holocaust Center for Humanity down at 2nd Avenue and Lenora at the corner. And that will be my first book launch. There will be more.
Congratulations. I am
thank
very
you.
excited about reading this book. It is on sale now. If you would like to get your copy of it, you can see it here, Shedding Our Stars, the story of Hans Kallmeyer and how he saved thousands of families like mine. Laureen Nussbaum, it's always a pleasure to have you on the show.
Thank you for having me again.
Thank you very much, and
that's good.
congratulations on the book's success.
Thank you.